Welcome, dear friends. Welcome back, friends, to the part two of experiential learning. So, we discussed about what exactly is experiential learning, and we also tried and understand what are the various steps in taking the experiential learning approach within a classroom. We try to understand the structure of the experiential learning here. Now, in the part two, we will try to understand how to implement within a classroom in proper way to get the expected learning outcomes. Because when this is going to be implemented, this will also expect, or as per the CBSE, proper rubrics need to be made, prepared to ensure that the learning outcomes and the competency, the expected competencies are being acquired by the children in the right or say correct manner. So let's go ahead. Various strategies can be like you can take up a role play, you can pick certain projects, certain case studies can be there. Some more to mention are like you can take up field visits, some group work can be there, which is also going to showcase the team or the leadership amongst the students, or various experiments can be taken. Talking about subject wise, like it can be mock parliament, it can be map work activity in geography. Now, just talking about, say, democracy within a classroom is not enough. When we arrange mock parliament and the proper session is being done within a classroom environment, they understand the concept in a better manner. How the sessions are being held, what is question hour, how it is being taken up, how the this various leaders they speak there within the parliament. All these students can enact and they will understand the concepts better. Talking about the map work activity, like when the locations are being done, which state, which district, which dam, where it is located, what is the exact location within the map of India, or say to understand within the country. When the map activity is being conducted in a proper way in the classroom, they learn better, they understand better, and this is going to remain with them for lifelong. So now talking about science, the various experiments which are being conducted in say physics lab or the chemistry lab, so they are going to actually ensure that the concept they learn within these labs are going to stay there for longer period of time. And now we have the concept coming up of virtual labs because there are certain limitations in conduction of certain experiments that they cannot be done by the student within the lab condition. So these experiments can be shown to them through the virtual labs. This is going to help understand the students about certain problem solving of life situations or life skills of problem solving they are going to understand and will be able to follow in their life later. We have maths here where there are certain measurement activities being conducted or they take up the exercise where budgeting is being taken up. So rather than going for a calculation on pen and paper, if they do it by having mock bazaars within the classroom where they have some token notes and they can take up certain exercise, certain activity related where they understand how it is to be done in the real life situations. Languages can take up the storytelling, the ability to express, the developing confidence, and building up a story on their own is going to improve their language, their expression, their creativity, and innovation. Your drama can also be taken depending upon the topic which they have taken up for understanding purpose. So assessments, very importantly, that it is being, can say, asked by the educators, like if this is how the learning will happen, how the testing will be done. Yes, my dear friends, even the assessment, if the learning, it's a teaching learning process is being uh, discussed and we are bringing in a lot of, can say, changes here, it is also expected that the assessment will also change. That is what Parak is doing. That is what holistic report card has been framed and would be actively used up in the coming classrooms. So will be through observations where the teacher is observing, where the peer observation is taken, even the parents' feedback is being taken into account. Portfolios where the children are going to be or they are supposed to do certain activities which will be attached along with their holistic report card. Self reflection, where the child themselves assess themselves and they write about what they have learned, how they have learned, what was the experience, everything. So assessment tools need to be refined and need to be discussed, need to be bettered every passing year, where the rubrics which will be framed by the teachers, by the teacher facilitator, uh, sorry, the rubrics which will be constructed, which will be prepared by the teacher facilitators need to be very, you can say, explanatory. They have to be designed to ensure that each and every single child in the classroom is taken care and the progress is being marked on their report cards. Peer review, as I mentioned, is also one of the very important tools which is part of holistic report card. Here, we need to train the children, we need to explain to the children that how important peer review is and how they have to review their friends, their friends who are also learning within their classrooms. So, talking about the challenges, yes, everybody knows. CBSE also even knows. So, they are always expecting that there will be doubts being raised. They will be directly sent to the CBSE office. Challenges are there in terms of time, which the experiential learning requires. In terms of the large classes where the number of students are more and experiential learning has to happen, how it will be taken care. So talking about the resources, like in the remote areas, in the village areas where the resources are less, challenges would be there in implementing these experiential learning pedagogy. But CBSE is expecting that through our ideas, the educators, through their ideas, they will be framing certain activities, certain experiential learning tool will be made easier, would be implemented in a better way. We'll try to find solutions here where the simple activities are being taken, where the resource requirement would be lesser, but the imparting of the education and the concepts would be more. The group work would be taken up in the classroom, which is going to help the students understand the concepts better. And like If the classroom is of 40, four groups are made, concepts are being understood. If it is a group of, if it is a classroom of, say, 70 students, yes, there are certain schools where in a classroom sometimes the strength is about 60 to 70, so it becomes very difficult. There also this group work or group activity taken up will is going to help a lot. So it is expected from the educators that they will come forward and give us the solutions. My dear friends, wherever you are doing such an activity and the group is large, what kind of can say remedial act you have taken, what kind of step you have taken to ensure that the large group also understands the concept in a simpler way, in a proper way. Please do comment. I'll be waiting for your suggestions, this kind of solution which you have brought, to mention here in the comment box. Certain classroom tips are there that yes, we need to start anyhow. There is no saying that it cannot be done and backing out. It has to be it has to be done, and we need to start. Encourage participation from the children side. It is little difficult. I truly understand that the children who have been used to rote learning and writing answers, the answers which have been given by the teachers, so to bring them out to speak is little difficult task, but the teachers, the role is very important here. They need to encourage students for the maximum participation. It's it's very like I would recommend that convert a topic which you have been taking otherwise in a lecture method, convert this topic into experiential task. Do mention here in the comment box how you did it and how much successful it was. I'll be waiting for your feedback, your comments. So let's summarize what we have done today and what kind of pedagogy we have discussed today. It is about the experience. We are trying to learn something through experience. We're trying to reflect, that is, we're thinking, we're observing, and then we are conceptualizing. The concept has been understood in a very thorough manner. That means later in life, wherever it is being asked from the student, they are able to apply in a proper way. That is what is expected. So, thank you very much for being here. Please do share and subscribe my channel. The link for the channel has been mentioned in the description box, in the comment box. The link to generate certificate would be posted soon. So do comment, do share and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thank you very much.